This is it. We are live. My name's James Ski. I'm the founder of Sales Confidence, and I've got the wonderful Elaine Tyler from Venatrix. How are you doing, Elaine?
I'm fantastic, thank you. How are you doing, James?
I'm doing very well. We've done a few of these this year, haven't we?
We have, yes. I think, are we 6 deep, perhaps, in its history since it's been online?
Yeah, I think so in terms of SDR events. And I'm excited for everyone to find out that actually on the 11th of November, so that's the 11th of November, we're going to be bringing together all of the London SDRs and their team leaders and managers for the first in-person event for SDRs in, I think, about 2 years. So that's pretty special, isn't it?
I literally can't wait, particularly as like so much has been done online recently. I think for people in the SDR community, some of their networks are virtual only. So the fact that we're going to be able to bring together people who maybe people have seen speaking at these events that we've been running to actually meet face to face is going to be super exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to give everybody a bit of introduction to the format of this event, the purpose of Sales Confidence is to help you at each stage of your career with your mindset, well-being, and performance. And Venatrix is one of our partners that supports us to bring this community together. It's never been more important, particularly as an SDR, to have a community you can network with, because we know so many of you are sitting at home, still in your bedrooms, working away at your computer right next to your bed. And that can be hard, especially when you've had a difficult day of rejection. So these communities are really important for you to get a bit of headspace, but also for you to network with your peers. You never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know what's happening next in your career. So it's important to build this network and invest early. The basic format of this event is that each of our speakers, which are a range of SDRs, also AEs that have recently made that transition from SDR to AE, and also a sales development leader to give you what their view is of what you should be looking to deliver as an SDR to be successful. Each of the speakers gets 7 minutes. So 7 minutes is enough to inspire you with actionable insights, but short enough that they have to be succinct and they have to be articulate and to the point. And that's what we really try and drive with Sales Confidence, really articulate speakers that can deliver in a concise way. Do you think that's been an important part of what we're famous for, Elaine, having 7-minute talks rather than 10-minute or 20-minute talks?
For definite. And I think that's what's super useful is that people could go and revisit the talks, because actually there's a whole library of content that everybody can access in terms of understanding different parts of the job that they might want to do to be successful, and it all exists there online.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And all of this will be recorded. You'll get sent the recordings and you can watch the recordings on YouTube. And you'll also get access to our free membership area where you can search videos and find out all the previous content that's been posted on Sales Confidence. So shortly, we're going to bring up our first speaker, Peter Lambert, who's actually a former Olympian. So I think that's a first for Sales Confidence, that we've got a former Olympian on the line. So excited to do that. But first, I just want to mention a couple of things that we've got coming up. If you haven't noticed, we've been promoting across the Sales Confidence channels and my channels on LinkedIn this year's top 50 SDRs in the UK. Now, this is the second year we're doing this, and it's a great way to build the profile of yourself as an individual. And we're always talking about your personal brands, but also the individual of your organization. And the other thing to highlight is that this is the first year we're actually going to be listing the top 50 SDR leaders or SDR managers. And I think that's important because we've got to recognize the SDR organization as a whole. Is it fair to say, Elaine, that the SDR organization in the UK has blown up over the last few years? And I ask you that because you've been part of delivering people into those teams, and you must be at the forefront of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got absolutely no idea how we're going to whittle it down to a top 50 with how many SDR positions there are that we're certainly recruiting for at the moment. I feel like there must be a top 500. But obviously the awards is an excellent opportunity for individuals within a company to get to nominate their peers, because normally plaudits and kudos tend to come from the top, whereas obviously the awards open it up to everybody, and perhaps even somebody not in your company, maybe somebody that you've worked with in the past, or somebody who's inspired you by speaking at one of these events. So it's a great opportunity to recognize excellent performance.
Yeah, totally agree. And, you know, you never know. So I always say to people, like, if you don't have someone you want to vote for yourself. Because it's all about getting those nominations and then us screening the nominations based on volume, but also where you fit in the company. So I'm just going to put that nominations link in the chat so you can save it for later while we're going through the event. So I just want to highlight two things, and then we're going to kick off the first talk. First is we wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors. One of our main sponsors, Venatrix, has been supporting us for the last 3 years, but we've also got to shout out our diamond partner, Sales Loft, Drift and Gong, Aircool, Varicent, MindTickle, Demo Desk, SalesWorks, Refract, Air, Cognism, Sales Psyche, Get Accept. If you use any of those technologies that I've mentioned, just drop it in the chat right now so I can see that you're listening and it's loud and clear. Let me know which technology you're using. The other thing I want to share with you is the idea of the fact that our final SDR event is going to be in person, and it's on the 11th of November. So you should be able to see my screen right now. I'm highlighting the fact that on the 11th of November, we're going to be bringing we've actually got capacity for 300 SDRs and SDR managers. This is going to be a crazy evening. For your ticket price, you get food and alcohol included until it runs out at about 9 o'clock. But it's a full in-person event where we recognize this year's top 50 speakers. We also have a number of leading speakers in Sean, Hayes, Maddie, and Rob. So there will be some 7-minute talks, but the bulk of the energy is going to be focused on the top 50 SDRs and the top 50 SDR Manager Award. So what I would say is send this around your team and make sure you get signed up. It's on a Thursday, so you can have a bit of a heavy head on a Friday. And Elaine, you've been to a few of these events in the year. What makes a great sales confidence event?
I think that everybody is super happy to be there, bringing the energy and the vibe. And I know that people are looking forward to this one because I've already had loads of messages in my inbox about, like, how do we get a ticket? What's the dress code? What's it going to be like? So I think it's going to be a fantastic event, probably the best one of the year.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's going to be held at five-star hotel, the De Vere Hotel, for the first time, which is a mega hotel for these type of special events in London. So I'll drop the link in the chat, and off we go.